Well, the last one's always hard unless the streamers come down. And first thing out of my mouth is definitely going to be compliments to Northern Iowa. They're terrific. I always thought if we could keep these guys in the low 60s, we'd have a chance. But to do that, you know, they can't knock those shots in. They did. I am so proud. I told these guys that they've set so many records and ones that count, actually, like academic records and things that really matter besides wins and championships. But I told them the most impressive thing for me personally was to be down 21 going to 50 and for them to fight like heck and get back together and knock in a shot to cut it to 7. At that point, if you want to win the game with 6 or 7 to play, they got to miss a few. And you know what? Kudos to them. Washburn and Jefferson hit some big shots. I love these guys. I trust these guys. These guys are going to really be successful when they leave Wyoming. And our senior class are all going to graduate in May. That makes me proud, too.
We'll open it up to questions, but please identify yourself, your affiliation, and who your question is directed to. So with that, let's begin.
Mike Varell, Casper Star Tribune. Larry, you know, obviously it's tough for all of you guys. I guess just when it comes down to it, you know, what did this season mean to you to go out this way?
Well, they went out as champions. That's how this season went. These guys went out as champions. They played the 9th-ranked team in the nation, and we're very proud of that.
I've had the best 4 years. I can't.
Next question.
Robert Gagliardi, the Wyoming Tribune Eagle. Riley, I know it was tough for a while, but when you guys were able to make that run, what changed? I know Larry made some baskets there kind of consecutively. What kind of changed that enabled you to go on that run to cut the lead?
We played defense and rebound. I mean, coach's big emphasis in halftime was to don't get out rebounded. And guards got to rebound, and we just got to be a more physical and better team. And I think we were for a small part of that game. And you got to give them credit. And just like Coach said, they hit big shots, and we didn't get the stops to be able to get a win.
Coach, you know, you mentioned that they'd have to miss some shots. Did they hit some tough shots, or did you feel like your defense was there and they just made shots, or how did you feel about that?
I thought Washburn's were on our terms. I thought he had to put it on the deck, step back a few times, and he knocked in 2 or 3 big shots. Jesperson's was a down screen, and we just were late on the switch. But you know what? They still got to go in. And we're fortunate on that Cinderella run in Vegas. You know, the other guys missed some shots. So it's a combination of good defense, missing shots. This is a really, really good team, a really well-coached team, and an ultra-disciplined team. And when we did cut it to 7, there was very little rattle by them.
Mike Varell, Casper Star Tribune. Junior, you know, you didn't have to come back this season, but you did. I mean, what did it mean to you to be a part of a run like this?
I'm just so thankful to get this opportunity. I've never in my life been around a group like this, a group who genuinely loves each other. I'm just so thankful. I wish I had more to give the university. I'm just very thankful right now.
Robert Gagliardi, the Wyoming Tribune Eagle. Junior, I know, you know, points were tough to come by in that first half, but you made 4 threes to keep this team in the game. What did you see today? You just knocked down the shots that you've knocked down in practice and in games before. What did you see there that enabled you to make some shots there?
It was my teammates just constantly believing in me all season. You know, a lot of highs and lows for us, but we just kept fighting. This team fights no matter what. I'm just so sad that it's over, man.
Julio Alceo, KWYW Riverton, right here, Coach. You mentioned how much pride you have for these seniors, not just on the hardwood, but academics as well. Can you elaborate on that? And a lot of crowd support here from Wyoming. Just how proud of you for their support for these student athletes?
Let's start with the crowd. You know, the weather's a little bit better than it was in January and February. They like Vegas, and they got to Seattle. So I think a lot of people, maybe a little envy in our league, because a lot of people found out there's a lot of brown and gold who care. What was the first part of the question again? I'm getting old.
Oh, no worries, Coach. You mentioned the pride.
Yeah, I got you. You know, when I interviewed for this job 4 years ago, you know, they weren't talking national championships. Can you find some guys that want to be a piece? Can you clean things up? We had about a 1.9 GPA. That's not something to be proud of. We've gone 8 straight semesters over a 2.8, and we don't have all geniuses. They work hard, they care, and they want to be at Wyoming, which is impressive nowadays. But they were able to do both, which is a coach's dream. They were able to be good human beings and have their priorities right, and they were able to play pretty good basketball and win a championship, which hadn't been done in a long time.
Okay, right here.
Tom Kinsler, Denver Post. Larry, it was a close game, and then all of a sudden they had an 11-1 run late in the first half. What was going on there that they were able to get it to double digits?
I think, Tom, you know, if memory serves me correct, we mishandled about 3 or 4. They grabbed the ball and they really forced 3 or 4 turnovers and converted them. Like I said before, I think the most impressive thing to me, the thing probably I always remember about this team because it's synonymous with who they are, the entire team. We're down 21. I'm telling you, I have seen a lot of my friends' groups crushed. These guys weren't crushed. We can. And by God, they did. And when they made it a 7-point game with about, I guess, 6 or 7 to play, I mean, there's more than enough time, but you have to continue the crusade. And you know what? Like I said, I'd rather compliment Northern Iowa than criticize and get fined.
Luke Fabian, Branding Iron over here, Coach. You talk about how these seniors really changed the culture of Wyoming and some would say maybe turn into a basketball school. Could you talk a little bit about how supportive the fans were and how times have changed for Wyoming basketball?
Yeah, you know, I was disappointed once in a while during the season because, you know, you forget when that white stuff comes down and the streets freeze. You know, Wyoming's pretty spread out. But what we all found out is in some tough times with oil not doing quite like we'd like, it was a great rallying point. And boy, did they come out to Vegas, and boy, did they come out here. I wish we could have given them more. These guys wish we could have given them more, but I don't know if there was any more in the tank. Like I said, this is a pretty good ball club we played. Really, really well coached.
Coach, this is Andrew Logue with the Des Moines Register. I wanted to ask you, Jake ran a lot of substitutions there in the first half, and it seemed like his guys had fresher legs. Could you sense your guys a little as much hard as they were playing with, though the legs maybe getting a little tired?
No. I think he's done that all year. We watched about 11 or 12 tapes. He was playing 9, and he was subbing in the first 5 minutes of almost every game, and they've been really good at that. On the other hand, we won a championship in 3 straight nights, and we played similarly. We train at altitude, the highest in America, 7,500 feet above sea level. I don't think fatigue was a factor. I don't think we'd have cut that thing from 21 to 7.
Mike Varell, Casper Star Tribune. Coach, you know, you've spoken a lot about what this team means to you and doing things the right way. How much are you just going to miss this group, and how much have you cherished this season?
Well, I'm going to miss coaching them on the floor, but I'm not going to miss them. I'm not that old. We're going to spend some good times together, and we're going to share some more successes down the road.
In the back, let's
David Hine of Hine News. Larry Nance, what kind of changed where you were able to get your shots? You looked a little bit frustrated, maybe a little bit tentative, and maybe talk about that and talk about what's the biggest thing you take from this experience here in Seattle.
My teammates did a great job of finding me. Coach did a great job of drawing up the plays. I had the easy part, just throw the ball in the hoop. I mean, this has been a blast. These are some guys I love, the entire organization. So, I mean, I can't put it to words how important this has been to me and how much fun.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll have Northern Iowa up in a moment.